What's up, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This is the extended review.
Yep, I'm DJ Ace.
And I'm Tree.
And we're gonna jump right into it.
Yes.
So, spoilers ahead. Yes. You've been warned. Don't go any further and go see the movie right now.
Unless you really want to be that guy and you want to spoil it for yourself.
Which, why would you?
But I've done that before in the past. I don't really appreciate it when I do it to myself.
Yeah, so you've been warned. We're gonna jump into this review.
Cool.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a thrill ride in the next edition in the MCU, and a lot of fun bringing back the whole crew.
Yeah. I guess one thing that I think that I wish they did differently was that I wish they actually made it more of like an MCU movie. But also that's also a problem that I have with other ones that were involved with each other. So this one, like you were saying, it is very separate from the other MCU movies.
It's its own separate story. It's its own Guardians of the Galaxy storyline, which I really appreciate.
I do too. The only thing I wished was something at the end, like a post-credit scene.
Just a little blurb.
Yeah.
But what I love
what
I love about how they did it though is now they have a reason to show up in Infinity War.
Yes.
That's the big connection in this movie. Really, there's two big ones.
Yeah, they make
that's one of them.
They do make it. It's gonna work out, and it's a good movie to have before you go into something as big as Infinity War. Yeah. So enough about Infinity War. That's not what this is about.
That's not what it's about. But yeah, the Guardians are back, and this story definitely builds up lots of character development. In this plot line, of course, the main thing being Peter meeting up with his dad, Ego, played by Kurt Russell.
I think it's really funny that it's perfect that Peter Quill and also Ego are both very egotistical characters. Of course, that's the point. Yeah. But you can see that in the first movie with Peter Quill. He's very egotistical, and it's just funny to see that progress.
The only thing bigger than Ego's size, this is Ego.
Yeah.
Ego's a planet.
Yes. You can see, at one point you can see his face, his angry face in the planet. You're like, that's funny.
Yeah, and that's straight from the comics, so it's nice.
It was great, and the core of the planet was his brain.
Yeah. He's just his brain floating in space. Everybody, cool.
That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like Ego could have been developed a little more. I think he's a great villain-ish character. But I think that they could have started out with more development and more talk and more build up to this super bad guy, I guess. But I mean, they did a good job for 2 hours and 15 minutes. So.
Yeah, that was a long movie.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway. But so we got the Star-Lord Ego relationship. That was a whole lot of interesting. But there's other relationships throughout that they really build up. They build up Yondu and Rocket and Groot because they go on have their own adventure. You got Nebula and Gamora. You have Drax and Mantis. All these different relationships, and it was love.
The most interesting character, in my opinion, was Yondu. Of course,
Yondu was great.
He really stole the show in this one, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like Peter Quill was kind of on the side this time around. I mean, he was still the centerpiece, but he was still not as interesting, I think, as Yondu was because of how big of a change he made in this movie.
Yeah, and we learned his backstory.
Yes.
Which was very interesting.
Yeah, he saved, Star-Lord from his dad.
he saves Peter, and he does die at the end of the movie, which is very sad because I loved Yondu. Yeah, I thought he was a great character.
You saw at the end of the last movie that he still had a lot of good qualities to him. You know, he cared about Star-Lord or Peter a lot.
Now let's talk about another guy. The one guy that stayed loyal to him. For the whole movie.
What is his name?
I don't even know his name. I never get his name other than he's that one guy that stayed loyal.
Yeah.
And he's like a total moron.
But he's now a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Well, what's just so funny about that character is that's Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy playing him.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny.
Love the after credit scene where he's messing with the whistle and the arrow, and it's what's his face? And
hits Drax. Yeah. 5 post-credit scenes, everyone.
Yeah.
5.
I just wish one of them was about Thanos or something, but we don't need that. It's what.
But if you're really in the know, what you know is the gold people at the end. She's like, I built a new person, Adam, as in Adam Warlock, who will later become a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but he also has the Soul Stone.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
That's the last stone,
That's
right?
the last stone. That's the only one we haven't seen. At least in the comics, he has a Soul Stone. I don't know if they will in the MCU. I don't know if the Soul Stone is going to show up in Ragnarok. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, let's see, what else is there to talk about?
Everyone was wondering who the heck Sylvester Stallone was playing. He didn't really have a huge role in the movie, but he showed up twice. He's like one of the Ravager leaders.
Yeah.
And he wasn't happy with Yondu because we found out Yondu broke the Ravager code when he abducted Peter from Earth. So that's why he had a bone to pick with him. But he showed up at the end of the movie, and I think there's a strong chance he'll be back.
He is. I think they're not going to show. It wouldn't just be a cameo.
Yeah.
If he, showed up twice, that's more than a cameo.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, and Stan Lee had 2 cameos.
He did.
And what I learned online is that the aliens he's hanging around with were the Watchers, which are intergalactic beings that just watch. They just watch. They cannot intervene in any way. And so the question is Stan Lee a Watcher? Because he shows up in every single Marvel movie.
Probably is.
Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness.
Especially since in the first cameo he was talking about the time he cameoed in Civil War. So.
Oh my
dun, dun, dun.
goodness.
Speaking of funnies, this movie was hysterical.
It was really funny, really funny. A lot of inappropriate jokes for
Lots
an
of
underage audience, but
innuendo.
I loved it.
Yeah, there's so much comedy throughout this film.
It really thrived off of Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Really, James Gunn, you could tell wrote this for Chris Pratt's character.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It felt like it was Parks and Rec again for a second. I felt like I was seeing Andy from Parks and Rec. I was like, what?
But yeah, you can tell they had a lot of fun making this movie.
Yeah.
It was very psychedelic too. Lots of colors.
Yes,
Lots
loved
of colors.
it. I think that because the last one they were experimenting more with colors than in any other Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And this one they really they went all out and responsibly too.
Yeah.
They really did it justice. For a second time around, you want to do it even bigger and better than the last one. So.
And by far the funniest scene is probably when Rocket, Groot, and Yondu accidentally warp jump 700 times.
It's only meant to warp 3 or 4 times or something like that. And Yondu is having a cow. And all their faces change.
Yeah,
it's all colorful.
It was awful.
Very psychedelic.
And they cut back to it later. It's like, and you're like, oh god.
Baby Groot was
Laughing
great.
again.
Baby Groot was hilarious. He showed him getting beat up for a little bit, and then he got his revenge.
sad.
He got his revenge.
He did get his revenge.
So, that was funny.
My name's Taserface.
Rocky Raccoon just starts laughing while he's strapped down to a chair. Like, is that it, really?
That's
and
your
then
name?
when Taserface is getting, he's sending the coordinates to whoever, to the lady, the gold lady,
people,
the gold people. He's like, remember that Taserface sent you these coordinates or whatever. And then the gold lady just starts laughing.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that Taserface hears.
Someone late, yeah. He was a minor character, but we loved him anyway.
See, that's what's great about these movies, these 2 movies, is they really do put a lot of effort into the smallest characters and make them interesting.
Literally, Baby Groot. No.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Baby Groot's gonna be normal Groot by the time we get to see him again in Infinity War, because in the other post-credit scene we had teenager Groot, which was hilarious.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad we're not gonna get teenage Groot.
Oh, that'd be awful.
That really would.
No, let's not. But yeah, so Groot will probably be back to his full size by Infinity War.
If they keep him as teenage Groot, that'd be kind of funny.
It would be funny.
I mean, it would be
weird.
It would add some tension.
Some tension.
Tony Stark and adolescent Groot.
But yeah, there's definitely a lot of space action too, which I always appreciate some good space action.
Good space battle. At one point, Rocket Raccoon, Peter Quill are arguing over who can fly better.
Yeah.
As they're being chased down by like 1,000 ships at the same time through like an asteroid field. So.
And I think it's very appropriate that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out on May the 4th.
Yeah.
Star Wars Day. Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
I do love how they, jump cut to Earth and they make that connection again and reminding us that it's still, that Earth is still there.
And he's obviously going to show up at some point because he's in Infinity War. And now they have a reason to go there because there's a giant ego blob on the planet.
Yeah.
Killed Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Shame on him.
See, I thought they were going to show up on Earth at one point in this movie. I was convinced for a minute.
Yeah.
I saw the twist coming where he actually killed his mom though. I was like, all right, that was appropriate for the story.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
It was a good shock.
I was like, what?
Because when he was talking about how he had all these different lovers and he was talking about trying to find the right son or whatever, it made sense that he'd probably kill off just to make it more evil or whatever.
Yeah, so obviously if you're watching this, Ego's huge plan was to take over the universe so only he would be in it.
Something like that.
Something like that.
He wanted to be in his vision of the world or the universe.
Yeah, so that was his deal.
They did a good job explaining his perspective really well. So it wasn't like a clear-cut villain, It's kind of like in Civil War, the villain was someone you didn't really imagine being the villain at first, and he had a good reason for what he was actually trying to fulfill. I think, of course, for Ego, he didn't have the greatest intentions, but he had his reasonings. More explained than like other movies.
Of course, you realize what they did. They killed the villain by the end of the movie.
I know.
Yet again.
I know.
Never fails.
What they're doing, that's the problem with having this huge structure. They can't go out of, if they let these characters go astray, they don't.
Let's see what happens in Spider-Man. Will Vulture survive the end of the movie? Probably not.
I don't know, I don't. Shocker. Oh yeah,
Shocker's in there too. Hey. Anyway, is that about it?
I think so. What would you give the movie out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.
Yeah, me too.
No, an 8's good.
7.9, I'll say that. All right, I'll say an 8.
All right.
It was fun, entertaining.
It was definitely fun to watch, that's for sure.
And they had some good character development and everything. Good story.
And it stood on its own, and I'll probably see it again.
I was halfway through it thinking, I'm going to see this again. I already know it. I was just already well entertained. So.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yep. Thanks for watching. I'm DJ Ace.
And I'm Tree. Thank you guys once again.